Ready? All right, let's see if we can do one take after this truck is gone. All right, good morning guys. It is Thursday here in Miami, beautiful day in January. Wanted to chat a little bit about this 812 Superfast. One of my favorite cars. I think that the 812 is probably my favorite car in the Ferrari lineup right now. Something just naturally speaks to me with a V12 naturally aspirated. If only this thing came stick, but you know, we can't have everything that we want. But the reason why I wanted to chat about this car is because it has every single thing that you can do to it. We'll start off with the suspension. It has the Novatec sport springs, so it lowers the car, lowers the center of gravity, less body roll. The ride is a little bit more harsh, but it's more sporty, so you're gonna perform a lot better with that. You also have the full Novatec carbon pieces. There's 8 pieces that Novatec offers for this car. This car has all of them. So you start off with the side skirts. You start off with the mirror covers. You have this little piece here. You have on the bonnet as well. You've got the front spoiler and also the attachment for the front spoiler. So you work your way to the back, and the back has the 3-piece deck lid spoiler, and then you have the bumper add-ons. So 8 pieces that Novatec offers. They do extensive aero testing. This is lightweight carbon. If you get a close-up of the carbon, the quality is absolutely spectacular. And another good thing with Novatec, since they actually get the cars to develop the carbon program, everything fits perfectly. This is not something that you buy off eBay or online where it looks good and then you see it in person and it looks not so good and the fit is really, really bad. So that's gonna be the difference. That's why you're paying so much for the Novatec parts, because it matches the quality and the fit on the Ferrari. Then you have the Ipe Exhaust, which I'll do some revs in this video as well for that. Complete titanium system, sheds weight. You have the insane F1 sound from the V12. And then last but not least, the Anrky Retro Series RS1 wheels. In the front, you've got 21s by 10.5. In the rears, you have 22 by 13 wide. It allows a 335 Pirelli tire. The front is a 275 Pirelli tire. I'm not gonna tell you what the factory tires are. It's a little bit embarrassing how narrow it is, but if you get Franco to zoom in on this fitment, absolutely spectacular. This is the way that an 812 should look. I warn you, if you have an 812, do not look at this video and then look at your car back to back if you're stock, because you will cry. So let's do some revs here, and then we're gonna jump inside the building because I wanna show you Anrky's new monoblock line for 2020. It's not even a word. All I can say is, you guys heard the system. It sounds ridiculous. Let me know what you guys think about the sound in the comments below. Let's go inside now and check out the brand new 2020 monoblock series from Anrky. So we brought in the 812 Superfast, as you can see behind us, with the Anrky Retro Series wheels, which was the new series from Anrky back in 2019. But around me, I have the S1 X1 series from Anrky. It's the brand new 2020 series. This is 5 of the 10 new models that they'll have. They also have the S3 X1 series. So it's gonna be each of these 5 individual styles in a 3-piece configuration floating spoke. So we'll show you that one in another video, but let's jump right into this one. So first up here, we have the S1 X1. So it's a mesh design. It's a new take on the mesh design. Anrky's designers have these nice cuts in between here on each spoke right before it splits up. And then when it does split up, you have even more cuts on each spoke. So this is a really awesome style. I could see this on a Corvette because the mesh style does look great on the Corvettes. This finish here is brushed champagne. So if you take a look at that finish right there, that's brushed gold. This is a little bit darker. This is one of the newest finishes that they have. Very, very nice. I actually like this a lot. Brushed gold used to be my favorite, but now it's brushed champagne. So then we'll move over to the S1 X2. This is a brushed copper. Not a lot of people choose this finish because of how loud it is, but this looks nice on a car that would be white or black, where it has, you know, the color of the car is very simple and makes the wheel stand out. This is if you take a look at the direction of it, it is directional. So you've got all 4 wheels are gonna be rotating in one specific direction. The designer of this wheel, that was John Gutierrez at Anrky. This is his bread and butter. This is his baby. This is the one that he liked the most. I would agree with him. It's the most unique out of all of them. And this in 3-piece, where you have the floating spoke and this little section is not gonna be there on a 3-piece, that it looks absolutely spectacular. I mean, it looks, you know, we all have our preferences on a monoblock versus a 3-piece. This one here, when you guys see the 3-piece, is gonna be absolutely killer. But I like this one as well. Again, all of the design elements on this series have the holes right here, and everything is designed and engineered so that you could go on the toughest roads and it's gonna withstand all of that. So we're gonna move over to S1 X3. Get this guy out of here. This is a frozen brushed red. So it's not a matte red, it's not a satin red. What they actually do is the wheel comes out of machining, they hand brush it, and then they apply the satin clear coat on top. So on the surface, it looks satin, but once you get close to the wheel, you see a lot of brush strokes on this. Again, another directional one. This one is a little bit more simple than the S1 X2. I actually like this a lot. This on a Ferrari, you know, something like the 812 Superfast behind us, that would look absolutely epic. Again, these wheels are built from 6061 aerospace grade aluminum. That is the industry standard top aluminum due to the properties that it has. It lasts a long time. It withstands to corrosion. Down here in South Florida, we have obviously the beaches and the salt water and all that stuff. So this is the aluminum that you need for something like down here. And it's also very lightweight. So 6061 aerospace grade aluminum, that is the highest weight to strength ratio aluminum that can be used. And that's why Anrky definitely uses it. We're gonna jump over to the S1 X5. Now this one, another mesh style, a little bit more busy. You've got the holes here, the ovals, and then it does a split like the previous S1 X1, but the splits are a little bit more narrow and they're also a little bit further down on the spokes. Brushed gold finish. Again, this used to be my favorite finish before the champagne came in, and I absolutely think it looks great on this. Again, I could see this on a Corvette maybe. Probably a more aggressive supercar, just because I think that out of all of these, it's probably the most aggressive design. And these wheels are gonna be available in 19-inch, 20-inch, 21, 22, and also possibly 23 and 24 down the road. That's gonna be open up to a lot of things, Range Rovers, Cullinans, things like that. So really looking forward to that. And then we went through the X1, the X2, the X3, and the X5. We're missing the 4. I saved the 4 for last because it's my favorite, and that's over here. So split 5-spoke. This to me, hands down, knocked it out of the park. I actually got a sneak peek at when they were doing the designing for this before it actually, you know, came into creation, and I was drooling all over it. I couldn't wait to see it. This is the very first one that they built for display and blew my mind. I mean, every time I walk into the shop, I see this as soon as I walk in through the door, and I'm in awe. This has the polished, dark, clear finish. A lot of people would call it a dark tint. Wheel comes out of machining, hand polished, so it gives it the mirror-like effect, and then it's tinted on there. So that combination of style, that combination of finish, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this wheel. It's extremely lightweight as well. This is a 22-inch display wheel, and I'm picking it up with one arm. This, to me, I would do this on any car. Whatever car I had, if I had a BMW, a Ferrari, a McLaren, anything, any of those cars, I think this would look good. And then this has the optional carbon cap, also new for 2020 from Anrky. Beautiful, beautiful carbon cap with the red X so that everybody knows it's an Anrky wheel, established in 2017. And you have the bezel. So that's an upgraded option. I also have the other standard options here. So not a lot of companies offer a billet aluminum cap as standard, and Anrky does. They offer two different versions. You've got the traditional shield and you've got the Anrky X. Now, this was pulled off a wheel where the customer chose to do hand-painted colors for the Anrky and for the X. So it adds a lot of pop to the wheel. You want that on the wheel. Sometimes if you look back at some of these, it can get a little plain, but if you add something like this, where it adds a bit of color to it, then it's a whole new ball game. And again, those carbon caps are absolutely stunning. So that wraps up the new for 2020 monoblock wheels, S1, X1, X2 through 5 for Anrky wheels. In another video, I'll show you the 3-piece. I think I have one here, so let me show you a little sneak peek, and let me know in the comments what you guys like, which of those 5 is the best design that you like, which of the 5 is the best color as well, because the color is another thing that you want to look at for your wheels. And here's just a little sneak peek for the 3-piece versions. Flanked on either side by the Retro series. Again, wait until you see all of the designs with the floating spokes. Custom forged 3-piece wheels built specifically for any car that you have, for the load rating, for the performance numbers that it has. These are truly bespoke. You pick the sizing, you pick the offsets, you pick the color. So one of a kind. You can basically do one of a kind like this, where you're the only one in the world with that wheel. Nobody can copy you. So let us know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a great time, and hit the subscribe button.